Good evening. Welcome back to Raw Autism Perspective. Sorry we've been away from a while, but we're back. And today's topic is going to be about, do kids with autism belong in sports? Should your child with autism belong in sports? In my opinion, yes. As a coach for 30 years, I've coached kids who have ADHD. I've coached kids who have autism. I've coached kids who are quote unquote normal that actually should be on the spectrum. But what is normal? So today we're going to talk about sports. And with my experience of coaching with kids with autism, I don't coach them no different than I coach my regular kids who are normal, quote unquote. I feel like sports bring a structure. Sports bring a camaraderie with kids and young adults who feel like they want to be part of something. And that's a lot of us. Like a lot of us want to be part of something, and being in a sport allows your child to be part of something, especially if you are a working parent and you need that time away. Sports actually help your child get structured, help your child get skills they didn't have before, and then actually help your child have fun, be around other kids who not looking at him in a way of not being normal. Because how I coach, there's no difference. We all the same on this football field. We all the same on this baseball field. We all the same on this basketball court. No matter what sport I coach, as a coach, I'm coaching everybody the same way. The way I word things may be different. And I feel like as coaches, a lot of us need to start actually having an open ear and paying attention. And when I say paying attention, I mean open your eyes and actually listening when I say open ear to a lot of these kids. Because a lot of kids will talk to you and then you will repeat something back to them that they said to you and they wouldn't remember what you said. So a lot of times we got to repeat stuff constantly as coaches so the kids understand what we're saying. And that's for all kids. That's not just kids who have autism. So if you're a parent out there and feel like your child shouldn't be in sports because they're autistic, you selling yourself a dream that your child don't want to buy, because all kids deserve a right to play sports if they're able to do it. Now, if your child is in special needs where, they're in a wheelchair or a walker or something like that, then that's still allow them to join the team, because there's other things part of a sporting team that your child can do. Your child can be in a wheelchair and do the scoreboard. Well, not the scoreboard. Well, could do the scoreboard, but your child could do the stats. Your child could help with the training. Your child could help with water. Your child could help actually with stats. So it's other things your child can do in sports, whatever special needs that they have. But with autism, your child can run, your child can talk, your child can swing a bat, your child can hit a ball or catch a ball. It's all a learning process. And I feel like just because your child has autism or any type of special need, you shouldn't deprive them of playing the sport. Personal experience, man, I laugh right now because I actually have more fun with my autism kids than I do with my normal kids. Because my autism kids, they want to learn. They want to get better. They don't act like they know everything. They listen. And then they always look at me like Coach Ed, because I'm short. They be like, man, are you really the age you are? A lot of my kids be like, Coach Ed got that Benjamin Button syndrome. Because, like I said, I've been coaching for 30 years. So I have a kid that I've coached last year. And, man, that guy, he improved through the whole year. I'm talking about from summer. I'm actually from spring to summer to season to postseason. Like, he improved so much from running routes to making tackles to catching the ball. But I'll take you all the way back to when in the early 2000s when I was coaching and I had a young man who he just wanted to play basketball. That was his thing. And during that time, that was when Kobe was the man. You feel me? And he loved Kobe. He came to school with Kobe Bryant shoes, Kobe Bryant jersey. He had, like I'm telling you, he had the Adidas Kobe's. He had the Nike Kobe's. Any Kobe you can name, he had. That was his guy. And I just told him, if that's you want to play basketball, come on, play, try out. And he was like, "No, I don't think they're gonna let me." And I was telling him, "Why you don't think they would let you try out?" He was like, "Because um, of my problem." And I'm like, "What you mean of your problem?" He said, "You know my problem." And I was like, "No, I don't know your problem." I said, "Can you run?" He said, "Yeah, I can." I said, "Can you shoot the ball?" He said, "Yeah, I can shoot the ball everywhere on the court." Man, I swear for Jesus, that boy got out there and started shooting that ball. Now he couldn't dribble. And granted, I'm not gonna hold y'all. He could not dribble, but he could shoot that ball. He can run, catch it, and shoot it. That was like perfect. So what I did was I helped him learn how to dribble, simple, fundamental how to dribble. And I told the coach, he's a spot up shooter. Let him run to a corner, pass him the ball. He got 2 or 3 dribbles, and he gonna shoot the ball. If you don't want him to dribble, just run him to a corner and let him shoot the ball. Because all he really wanted to do was shoot the ball. He didn't really care about dribbling, but I had to let him know as a coach, I'm going to coach you how to dribble. I'm going to show you the fundamentals of basketball. That way you can be on the team. And once I showed him that, man, he played freshman. I believe he played freshman basketball. I believe he played JV basketball. And he didn't play varsity basketball after that. But just the simple fact that to see him improve from freshman to JV basketball and learn how to dribble better. Now, at his JV years, he was putting the ball through his legs. Thought he really was Kobe, you feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he did what he wanted to do. So parents, please, please do not deprive your child from playing the sport. Do not deprive your child from being part of a sport. And in any sporting activity, if your child, whether they normal, have autism, ADHD, or whatever the case may be, allow them to venture out to do things that they want to do. I love coaching sports. I feel like sports is one thing in life that allows people to have a sense of, like I said earlier, belonging to something, to want to be a part of a community of people who call themselves family. As being a coach, I have kids. One of my friends told me the other day, she said, "How many kids you got?" I said, "Well, I have 3 kids." She said, "No, you don't." I said, "Yeah, I do." She said, "No, you don't. You're a coach. You got a lot of kids." And I didn't really let that sit in for a minute. Then I hung up and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I got a gang of kids. As a coach, as a mentor, as a life coach, I got a lot of kids that now are adults. And a lot of my kids that are adults, a lot of them, I won't say a lot of them, but some of them are autistic. A lot of them have some ADHD. But when I look at it from them being kids to adults and looking at how their parents didn't care about whether they was autistic or not, but they still wanted to see them have fun. They still wanted to see them live life. That's the joy you want to see your child have. A lot of us as men, we tend to hide our feelings towards what's really going on instead of expressing like your child having autism or your child being special needs or having ADHD may be an issue. Not understanding that a child with autistic weighs on the spectrum high or low is no different than a normal child. Allow them to do the things they want to do and then help them. Don't just send them to the coach. Be involved. As a man, you want to make sure your daughter, your son got the best parenting they can get from a father, where they seeing them being there present in a sporting event that they want to be involved in. Because a lot of kids that I coach don't have a father that's in the stands cheering them on. And it's a lot of men out here who need to be present, especially for your child that's autistic. And I'm not taking nothing away from the normal kids, because you better be there for them too. But autistic children need a little bit more attention. You feel what I'm saying? And you can't be prideful to give that attention to the child. Because I'm telling you, as a coach, and I've been doing it a long time, like I said, 30 years, I've learned that as long as you are coaching and teaching them the right things, they will learn the same way the normal kids learn. Don't be afraid to coach and teach the way you've been coaching and teaching, because a lot of them are very receptive to someone who's calm, someone who's cool, got a level head, and they are very receptive to yelling too. Now, you may have some who aren't receptive to the whistles. You may have some who aren't receptive to the screaming and the yelling that you do in sports. With those, you got to be able to articulate and adapt. That's a key word that a lot of us coaches don't try to do. It is adapt. You got to be able to adapt to each kid that you coaching. I've been coaching football for a very long time. And I've been on teams where I've had over 50 kids, where you got to learn each personality. And that's what adapting to each kid helps you be the best coach you can be. So don't be afraid, fellas, to reach out to those parents who not allowing their kids to play sports. Get them out there. Tell the parents, hey, I got you. As long as you're going to participate, because it's all a team. From the parents to the organization to the coach to the kid. We all a team. We all one team. So, and a community that comes with sporting events, sporting activities, it's so much joy, so much laughter. It's always going to be drama, whether it's normal or autistic drama, it's going to always be drama. So don't be afraid to have your child out there doing something they want to do, especially if it's football, basketball, baseball, running track. Running track is, you got an autistic child that want to run track and you're not letting them run track. If you got an autistic child that be running through the house, flipping and doing jumping, doing tumbling without you even having to take them to a training class, attack what your child want to do so your child can be happy, and then that way you can be happy. Because if your child is doing happy things and is smiling and allowing you to be happy and smile, that should be a green sign to say, let's keep doing this, right? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, parents. Fellas, let's step up and do better. Let's step up and show our women that we are going to take lead in the sporting activities that our children want to do. Because at the end of the day, moms are going to be moms. Moms don't have the same oomph that a father could give a child. Now, moms be pumped. Don't get it twisted. Moms be pumped. Moms be ready to go to war with their kids, but it's different when a father is behind a child telling them, hey, you can do this. As you heard what I just said, telling a child, you can do this. I got kids that feel like they can't be nothing. I got kids that ain't never been told that they can graduate high school. I got autistic children who've graduated high school and graduated college already. So please, please, please keep a positive attitude and understand that Being raw with your autistic child is allowing them to see the perspective of playing sports. It's allowing them to see the perspective of having a skill they didn't have before. It's allowing them to be part of something different than just being at home with the family. Allowing them to see that they can have a life outside of what the world tell them they should be living in. Get inside y'all head and get your mind right that your child can be the greatest thing that ever walked the earth. At the end of the day, if you got an uncle, a brother, a cousin, no fathers who have autistic children that are afraid to speak out about it, hey, tell them to watch this episode. Tell them to stay tuned. But most of all, tell them to open up and express those feelings. Because hiding those feelings is not going to do nothing but stress you out. Hide those feelings is not going to do nothing but cause depression you don't need. But then hiding those feelings is not showing your true colors of how you actually feel about your child being autistic. Do you know your child can see how you act? Do you know your child can see the words you say and hear the words you speak? And when I say hear the words you see, it's how you say it, how you speak words. They looking at that. They pay attention just like any other child. So make sure you showing respect in front of all your children. Make sure you showing your woman respect. The people around you respect because your child is paying attention to everything you do. And that's just not for the fellas, that's for the women too. Not just gonna get on the fellas, but majority is the fellas. But ladies, hey, ladies, I'm gonna say it again, ladies, y'all better get your minds right too. This is Raw Autism Perspective, and I'm Coach Ed. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with the ladies joining me on the next episode. Because ladies, we need to hear from y'all and how y'all feel about your child wanting to play sporting activities. Take care.